everyone. It's Sunday once again. Oh, good evening. It's now 7 o'clock. Well, not 7 o'clock. 4 minutes till 7 in the evening in the UK, which is like early morning, good early Monday morning in Manila. I don't know if some of you are still up, but if you are and you're watching, thank you so much. Yeah, welcome to another episode of Ask the Drummer. I'm sorry about last week. We had a bit of the drummer was supposed to be guesting last week. They had to do a bit of rehearsing because they're doing a gig, so he wasn't. We weren't able to do it last week. But yeah, it's the last Sunday of November. Next week, it's going to be the start of Christmas. Although in Manila, I mean, you're already feeling the Christmas spirit since September. So I'm really, really excited about that. But anyways, this tonight on Ask the Drummer, we're actually going to be talking to someone. This is really new to me, groove metal. I had to Google it, but it's really good. I spoke to someone about groove metal as well, so I think I know a bit about it now. But yeah, he's here. Today's guest, and his band is like a groove metal band from Macclesfield. So my dear friends, please welcome Ronan Pritchard. Yay!
Hello there.
Hello, Ronan. How are you?
I'm good, cheers. How about yourself?
I'm fine, thank you. Yeah, I just came back from a record fair in Stockport, so I was really pleased with that. So, yeah, that's why I had to leave it a bit later because normally do it at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. But I'm glad that you're okay. You're okay at 7. Yeah. So you're in Macclesfield at the moment.
Yeah, in Macclesfield located.
Yeah. What's the weather like? Is it very similar to Stockport?
It was snowing yesterday, but now it's just gone to rain and just completely gone. All the snow has now.
Yeah. Well, the Macclesfield is actually home to another awesome drummer, Stephen Morris. As you know, so have you met him? Have you met Stephen Morris?
No, I haven't.
No, it's a different genre altogether, isn't it? So
yeah, what genre does he do then?
It's a New Order drummer. Yeah.
Yeah, Joy Division then basically.
Joy Division. That's right. Yeah.
The old name Joy Division because they've got the statue, haven't they? The memorial of Ian Curtis in West Park.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. But you haven't met Stephen Morris. You haven't seen him around Macclesfield.
No, I've never met him.
No.
Not had the pleasure yet to meet him, so yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyways, so welcome to Ask the Drummer. Episode 150 is all about you, Ronan Pritchard. Your Facebook page is it V or Vi?
Yeah, V like for the 6 but Roman numerals.
Oh, I see. Okay. So Ronan V.
It's V's the pseudo name for like the music basically, but the Ronan's my actual name.
Yeah, but you're not like the 6th Ronan Pritchard. It's not.
No, it's just one of those pseudo names that I came up with just for the band, just to sort of like a bit of a play on sort of name for myself.
Yeah. So you're born and bred in Macclesfield.
Yeah.
What was Macclesfield like when you were growing up?
A lot different than it was today, like now, because today it's got a lot of coffee shops. But when I was younger, we used to have a what do you call it now, like a petrol station, sort of right next to where the skip area was of ours. That got taken down. It used to be a lot more quiet, Mac did, when I was younger. It wasn't really as busy. There wasn't really as many people around, whereas now it's become a lot more active for people to come visit.
Yeah. So are there like loads of live music venues in Macclesfield now?
The music venues are more like for sort of like how do you describe it, like house music, clubland.
Yeah.
Indie, a bunch of pubs in Mac play mainly rock, classic rock, just like very light form of music, punk, that type of stuff.
Yeah.
there's not really a very big music scene for like certain genres in Mac. It's quite a enclosed area.
Yeah, yeah. So there's not like the band that you're in, which is groove metal. Are there any other groove metal bands in Macclesfield, or is it you're the only one who does
I
it?
think I think there was also Karma's Put a Pit from Mac as well. That was groove metal.
Oh, okay, all right,
I think also 40,000 Leagues as well as another one.
yeah,
Basically, that came from Mac themselves. That were under that same genre of groove metal.
yeah, yeah. Because that's definitely a punk scene there. Because Albert Oakes from 13 Rats, he was on the show a few months ago, and he did say that there is like a punk scene in Macclesfield.
Yeah, it is very more oriented to like punk rock, punk
Yeah,
in general, rock. It's a mix of that, but yeah, it's very more of a punk scene in Mac.
but on your Facebook page, you said something like "punk by heart," metal, punk by heart, or metal by nature, something like that.
Yeah, the saying "punk by heart, better by nature" was kind of like the indoctrination sort of aspect of saying like punk by attitude, sort of like having no cares. You could say basically to a degree. So that's the punk by heart bit, and then metal by nature is being like a true metal head, like in metal, playing groove metal, like that kind of sort of thing.
Oh, okay.
We're not trying to get lobbed in with punks, but I just thought basically the attitude sort of like derives the band as a general, and how the band sort of is very sort of like punk by heart, sort of like very no cares given, no drive sort of thing. But we are
Yeah,
true metal in a sense.
yeah, yeah. Aiden said that sound and vision is fine. Aiden is our tech support, so that's very good. When every time he says sound and vision is fine. But anyway, so you mentioned Joy Division earlier, because when you were growing up, obviously you're like surrounded by like the Joy Division, um, like tourists come from all over the world to Macclesfield to get a feel, to go and see Ian Curtis's grave or Ian Curtis's old house and things like. Did you feel that when you're growing up there, when you're sort of like
When
a kid in
for
Macclesfield?
me, when I was younger, a lot of people came to see the memorial of Ian Curtis, and a lot of the time, basically, because I also knew of Joy Division as well at that time, just seeing a lot of people come pay respect to it was basically quite like a iconic and nostalgic thing in a sense, because it just goes to show that the person himself basically wasn't just known for his music; he was known for his individualness, for a person, and from a
Yeah,
small town as well that no one really knew of, because when you ask a lot of people, do they know of Macclesfield, they really don't. So it's kind of a really cool thing that basically someone from a very small town, village, that no one really knows of, basically actually got huge traction in the world, and actually people came to basically pay respect to the memorial of him.
yeah, yeah. So, well, are you from a musical family yourself?
Yeah, in a sense. Parents have never really actually ever gone far with it, but my parents themselves are musical people. Mum can play a lot of the piano. She can't read notes, but she can play piano by hearing it. My
Yeah,
dad was a musical person. My brother, my granddad, and other parts of my family are very musical themselves. So
yeah,
I would like to say I am from a musical family.
yeah. Well, have you always been drawn to the drums, or did you try learning other musical instruments?
Originally, I started off playing the guitar first of all. Kind of like played that for about not even a year, roughly. Sort of
Yeah,
like kind of just stopped because I was just like there was just too much. My brain was overwhelmed. It was just getting like too much to it. So I thought I would go to something that's a bit more on my alley. So I thought try drums.
yeah. And you're quite natural when it comes to drums.
Yeah, it came a lot more natural.
Yeah.
I think basically as well, I'm probably supposed to play left-handed drums, but somehow I'm able to play the right-handed side instead.
Okay. Did you have proper drum lessons, or did you learn
Yeah,
it?
I used to go to this youth club when I was back at the start of high school. It was called Create, and we helped them sort of like build the recording studio and stuff like that for people. And they used to do drum lessons for everyone, and I was like the first person to actually start doing the lessons. And I was doing a few gigs with them, sort of like little concerts that they did at like churches. There was St Barnabas Church just around the corner from my house in Mark. And then there was the church. What's the church called in town next to?
St. Michael's.
St. Michael's, yeah. We did another little like concert with Create at St. Michael's Church in the town centre next to the town hall.
Yeah. I'm going to say that we have to say hello to Adam Miller, isn't it? Ads.
Yeah,
Ads with you.
I want to scare everyone's attention away from the drummer.
Hello.
1 second. Have you got enough battery?
I'm going to say massive shout out to you, because, you know, if it wasn't for you, they wouldn't have known about your band, Truth of Heresy. So thank you so much for getting in touch.
My pleasure. Like, I seen what got me interested. I seen Albert from 13 Rats on drums. I watched the interview yourself between the two of you, and I thought, you know what, Ronan 6 would be a good pick. But no, 100%. Pleasure.
Yeah, well, thank you so much, and thank you so doing a short notice as well. So I'm really glad. Thanks to Ronan for but I'm glad that you're there with him. So what was your first band? As soon as you started playing the drums, what was your first band? Was it Truth of Heresy straight away, or were you in another
the first band that actually proper joined officially would have been Truth of Heresy.
Yeah.
I did go Ibiza. I wouldn't say it's an actual band, but I did get offered to play in a swing band, basically, when I was in Ibiza for the 2 weeks I was there, basically. So I played with those for a bit, and that was a really nice feeling. But that was back here when I was 17, when I was still in high school.
Yeah. So because when I Googled Truth of Heresy, I found out that you were formed in 2023, which was last year.
Yeah. So
what happened? So where did you meet? And
so if you like, I can say a bit of info about how it started. So it was round about, I want to say, April of last year. Myself and an old member who's not in the band anymore due to general commitments. So we started out as a 2-piece band under the alias name of Gazebo. We just did more like acoustic stuff. So it's just, I did a lot of singing, and he
used the cajon.
The cajon, which is like a drum box.
Yeah.
And then after that, it wasn't long at all. I'd say about a month or two, and then
you asked me basically if I wanted.
Because I've known Ronan. Because we went to the same school. Like he's there's a year difference between me and him, but we never associated with each other. And then last year, me and the old member decided, let's do something heavier. We got Ronan on the drums, and then, as I said, the old member, he left due to commitments, and then it was me and Ronan for about, I'd say,
just a couple of months.
Yeah. It wasn't long, because me and him focused on getting the songs down, of which we do have now. The song we currently have out as well. And then my friend Martin, who I know from college, not seen him for a couple of years. And then our good friend Connor, because we're all quite locally based. Me and Ronan are from Macclesfield, Connor's from Sandbach, and then
Martin's Stockport.
Yeah, Martin's from Stockport. And then Connor's only been in the band since December, but since this year, we've done up to now, how many gigs would you say, mate?
It's about 8 gigs.
We've done about 8 gigs now. We've
9 actually.
9 gigs. Yeah, So we've recently just played Satan's Hollow in Manchester. That was a headline. That was a fun set. Yeah. First Manchester gig.
3 of those gigs were at the Spinning Top as well, which is
3. The Swans next to
they were great.
3 at the Spinning Top.
Yeah.
1 was the Salty Dog
in Northwich.
What was the Chester venue called?
I can't remember now, but no, we've only been gigging since, let's say, March, but everyone's support so far, and it's been appreciated. It's been great, and hopefully more things for the new year.
Where did the name come from?
So initially, when we were called Gazebo, we even said when it first started, we was like, that doesn't seem to because it wasn't our name, it was actually
the 2-piece name that Adam and his ex-mate basically came up with.
And it was, and because he was said it for quite a while. Louis, if you're watching this, and then we had that name for about quite a few months until Connor joined in December.
We did get a bit of traction with the name.
We got a bit of traction because been on social media since the day dot of the starting. So, and it wouldn't be for starting on
social media. We
Yeah.
wouldn't be where we are now.
No,
really.
no,
The
of
social media
course.
has really helped us out
And
a
then,
lot.
so when we met Connor through a website called Join My Band, we met him at Millstone in Macclesfield, a pub. And then we were just talking about the idea. So the ideology of the band, as Ronan was saying before, is truth of heresy. So we're all about embracing the authenticity, even if people's heads get shaken, even if people are, you can't say that. And like, we're willing to go against the norm. Like, we're willing to talk about darker themes that other people maybe not be willing to go into. And that means, like, because action, like, we don't have to say, because when you speak to us, we're nice people, but
we usually also see our actions speak louder than our words. And we sort of let the music do the talking for us. Instead of like getting into these discussions with people, we sort of let the music sort of like do that for us, and sort of like let people sort of like draw their own conclusions from the music.
Yeah. And that's our aim. We're just trying to, and like I say, just being authentic as we can, because this isn't a facade what we're doing right now. And all the other lads, they could agree, and that's what the name means to us, just embracing being authentic within ourselves. Just standing up for what you think's right. And even though a lot of people won't agree with what you say, it's staying true to yourself, staying true. And a lot of people will say, in a sense, it's heresy of which you say, because you shouldn't be saying that, you shouldn't be acting in a certain way. Well, stay true to what you want to do. That's basically what the name of the band means to us.
Oh, right. When the genre, groove metal. Like I said in the beginning, I'm not really familiar with that one, but I did Google it. And apparently bands like in America, it started in America, this Pantera.
Pantera, like the OGs basically of the actual genre. This is where me and Adam sort of like have our fair like equals to it, because he likes Pantera, the old school groove metal, whereas I like my Lamb of God, that's the new school groove metal. So we're on the same sphere of groove metal, but he likes the old sound, I like the newer sound. But it works so well together.
And basically, to stop confusion, groove metal basically, in our opinion, is a definitive genre, because it's
a mix of all genres.
It's a mix of all, because there's elements of punk, there's elements of
crossover thrash,
crossover with like punk, there's Latin, and with our music, yes, you can get up and having a bit of a push about, but you can also
dance to it. That's what groove is to us.
You can do whatever, just stay safe.
When you think of groove metal, you think of like groovy, sort of like dancing, skanking kind of sort of two-stepping style sort of thing. Instead of just always pushing and shoving, you can sort of think of it as dancing as well, because that's what groove is.
Jump up and down, you can do roly-polies, anything.
Well, Mike from the Spinning Top, he said to me last night, you're very funky.
That's the beat. We love like, it's all about syncopation, so like mirroring off each other. So a lot of the times when I'm playing a lick, or my good friend here is playing a fill, we copy off that, because we've got elements of thrash metal and heavy metal, but it's more without the mid pace. Like it's like
170. This BPMs are
we're not fast.
It's not too slow compared to like metalcore, let's say, basically, where it's quite slow, and then thrash metal where it's like 220 to 230.
Because no one wants to hear. And then I'm probably gonna not a lot of guitar. If any guitarists are listening right now, no one wants to hear a 20-minute guitar solo.
Oh.
I don't know though, basically, because there might be someone out there that actually wants to hear a guitarist play like a 30-minute guitar solo.
Yeah, but basically, that's basically it.
I don't mind the drum solo. A drum solo would be nice.
Well, I say that's what I love the drums. Like drums, because we're a 4-piece as well, and Ronan will agree, because we're a 4-piece as well. Drums is a big part.
The drums is like the
of the band, of us especially, because we don't have another guitarist. So we've got to rely back on that drums. And I've always said the drums is the leader of the band.
Even if no one else agrees with it.
Yeah, even if no one agrees,
Because the thing is with the drums, though, isn't the drums technically the structure of the entire band? Without the drums, basically, if it was that one or different, basically, it wouldn't be the same. So you sort of base everything around that drums.
But this doing the groove metal, or so like having it as your main genre, because you mentioned earlier that there's like two of you doing acoustic, and
Yeah,
with the
yes.
guitar
So
and
yeah,
things.
that was myself and
So
an
was
old
it a
member. Yeah.
deliberate change that you wanted something noisier, or you wanted something so like heavier than what you
Well,
were doing
I've always
before?
been into. I'm eclectic. I'll even listen to, and these guys will
Like, laugh at him.
laugh at me. I'll even listen to anything from Elton John, like Beach Boys,
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
So I like quite a lot of alternative.
He likes contemporary stuff as
Yeah,
well.
I even like some contemporary stuff, like. But I've always been a big fan of my alternative stuff, rock. So a lot of this Seattle music scene. So you got Alice in Chains, Mother Love Bone, Soundgarden, and
Yeah.
when the band's starting, what we've got so far is going great because we've got that.
We got compared to like early Megadeth.
Yeah, because we've got
like, Metallica,
Alice in Chains, and
Alice in
that's
Chains. We got said that we sounded sort of like Pantera. So
and that's what we're trying to go down with.
If Motley Crue as
Yeah,
well.
we're trying to bring like the old groove metal with that alternative style.
We're just trying to bring back what metal to us was meant to be, basically, which what we feel like metal is no longer what it is. It's kind of like sort of like disappeared. Like metal isn't what like it kind of used to be. It seems like it's not the same. Like with like we could use Download as the example. It used to be like for metal bands like a metal fest, whereas now you got all these indie bands playing at Download, which doesn't really make much sense to me personally, because it's like mainly meant to be for metal.
Yeah. So your main influences would be like Pantera and
I'd say Pantera, Alice in Chains, and Judas Priest. Like our lead singer. I don't know how he gets to that vocal register, but he can go really like I can sing, but I can't do the I can't go that high because my voice starts breaking.
So who's doing the like an Axl Rose kind of singing? It's like.
So I'd say Martin does the. I don't know. Have you listened to our new track by any chance?
I haven't, sorry, because I've been so busy.
Yeah, no problem. So,
but
it's like he does
So Martin would be like the lead vocalist. Adam would be the lead clean vocalist. And then you'd have Connor on the bass and then me on the drums, with Adam doing the lead and rhythm on the guitar. Because Adam and Martin are both lead. It's just Martin does all the lead vocals for like the growls and the screams and the Rob Halfords, and Adam does all the lead clean singing.
Oh, I see. So when are you playing at the Spinning Top next? Because that's what I was wanting to ask Mike last night. Because
we don't have anything in the diary as of yet. This year we've got nothing. But
in February we've got Sheffield, isn't it?
Well, we've got January we've got Manchester, and then Sheffield. So my apologies. Sheffield in February.
Yeah.
What we're doing in
you're doing a tour, I believe. Is it next year, early next year, or?
I don't know about that, but at all. But we have applied for Metal to the Masses, which is in Manchester.
Oh, okay.
So Metal to the Masses, it's a very prestigious event. So it's a Bloodstock Festival, which is one of the biggest metal festivals in the UK each year. And so Metal to the Masses is a competition throughout the UK. So they've got Coventry, Essex, all around the UK, and we've applied for the
Manchester one.
Yeah, and out of all the bands that apply, only 32 bands get through. So fingers crossed that we actually make it and get picked. It would even be an honour just to play at the Rebellion. We were there. It was So
how easy is it now for bands? Because you were formed last year.
Yeah.
So you're still fairly new to the industry, to the music
scene. To the industry, to the
How
scene.
easy is it now to get gigs? And
honestly,
do you have a manager or
no? We're all DIY, and this is going back to the social media. Yeah, it's the social media as well. Like I say, if we didn't have the social media before we had gigs, I don't think we would have had the online following that we already do. In finding gigs now, it's hard, but it's just putting out there and just putting yourself onto social media, even if it's you just making a cup of tea. Do you know what I mean? Anything that can make your band getting a bit of
It's always good though to get like friends and sort of like get to know other bands basically.
Yeah.
Because you never know, those other bands basically can always help you, and you can help them in long-term effects as well.
Because we've been on this, because we've made very good friends with a band called Shrike, and they're from Manchester, and it's great. Like we've meeting people that are within our niche. Because round in the Macclesfield,
because so far we've
round
done
here,
two
there's
gigs
not a
with
lot.
Strike themselves.
Yeah, it's been
we did
great.
one in Chester with them, which was really good, and then we did one in Manchester.
But finding gigs, I think it's just a lot harder now because of the age we're in. So I think it's just try and release as much music as you can.
Yeah. And I've seen on your Facebook page that you were doing this Battle of the Bands.
Yeah. So that's right.
How is it? So, did you get through the?
That was round one we got through. It's an online competition. So Headbanger HQ, who's doing the Battle of the Bands,
reviewed our song.
Yeah,
first released our single basically and gave an entire feedback of the song. Was really nice.
Yeah, so that's round one. So I think we get put up against. I can't remember the band at the moment, and then I think that will. I'm not too sure on when it would end, but I know that's an online competition.
Okay, so if I just put your when I do this, or like thank you on the Astrotrauma page, if I put a link to your Facebook page,
then
people can just vote for you through there or through that.
Yeah, that'd be wicked. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, because I noticed that you're on all the social media platform, and I noticed that on Instagram.
That was my idea at the very start, basically, because I feel like social media was like the most important aspect of the music in today's time, due to the fact that we're not in the 60s anymore, where it's flyers and posters. It's all online now, basically. So
yeah, it's always good to have a social media presence. Anyways, I mean, even if you don't feel like going on social media, if you're a musician, you've got to sort of present yourself on the,
individually and as a band.
Yeah.
Well, I've noticed that on Instagram, your the Truth of Heresy, the name has got a really nice font. How did you? Got special characters.
Ironically, so I don't. It was so we started it out. The original font that we had was.
We've had so many variants.
Yeah, we've had so many variants. So the idea has, I don't know because you've been to the Spinning Top before, but we play with a band called Rise to Cain, and Chris, the lead singer. So he's very good with his art. He's an artist. He has his own tattoo studio, and I'd said to the lads, I think we should have the font and change it to sticks, because where we are, we're very in the sticks. Everyththing we do is very DIY. Like
it's all natural, basically.
It's all natural.
It just comes from a true integrity, a true place of like meaning and stuff. We're not really like sort of like lying to anyone about like basically what we've got, because we said we've got not much money. We're all like just trying to give you the raw and authentic and as natural as we can.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, so that one, it's only unfortunately you can't do that on Facebook, but I just really like those fonts, and I was sort of like thinking, how did they manage to do that? How did they get that kind of, because it's very original. It's an original sort of like so is that your actual logo? Is that
so that's the logo. So at the time, I don't know why, I couldn't give you an explanation, but I thought that a scythe and an Illuminati eye would work really well together.
The Illuminati eye mainly was just because with the name of Truth of Heresy, the concept of the Illuminati is that they all see an eye. It was just sort of like a bit of like a play on thing to sort of like trying to be a bit like, we'll sort of see, we could shake heads with just like an Illuminati.
Yeah,
the scythe itself was just a bit of a, I'm not sure how you put the Illuminati, the scythe, the scythe was kind of like just at the time, it was meant to be an F, basically.
It was meant to be an F, but then we thought that looks very similar to a scythe. So we said, right, we might as well have an I as the O.
They're the whole premise of it just started changing multiple times, so we haven't really got a definite reason for the.
But with I think Ronan's got the idea there. I think the I is definitely to do with.
It's the RC and I. Basically.
Well, we want to make you think, do you know what I mean? We're very in your face. We would
like to make people's heads shake a bit, basically, sort of like make them question and sort of like think for themselves. Like as our band, basically, we want people to actually think for themselves, basically, and actually like do like their own set of stuff rather than always relying on someone else to sort of like tell them.
Yeah. Well, what's the crowd like when you're playing? I mean, I don't know. I've never been to sort of like groove metals or like. But maybe if you're playing at the Spinning Top next time, I will go and see you there. So is there like lots of moshing or is there, you know? Yeah,
100%. Like
it just depends on the crowd that basically come as well, though. Basically, because sometimes you can get a lot of like people pushing around, having mosh pits.
Like,
sometimes it could just be people just headbanging and just like sort of whatnot. It just depends on.
Like we're very elitist. Like we all agree within the band, so.
We're not about Mr. Miyagi kicks and all that stuff. Like,
so
MMA fighting. And
so a lot of people like who don't listen to metal. There's people who like will push about, have a odd wall of death. That's all fine, but then as Ronan said, it gets to everyone starts doing karate and MMA, spinning elbows. Why? Like we get it can be a little bit violent, but like we say, that's
the music's violent.
With us being groove metal, we don't want you just to have a push about. We want you to have a dance, I do an Irish jig, do
something.
Just do something.
Gonna cause harm to
just don't be whacking people in the faces.
If someone goes down, you pick them back up.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no need for this hardcore stuff to come.
Yeah.
So has it ever been? Have you ever had people fighting during your?
Not yet.
That's why we're trying to basically keep people away from that because we don't want that kind of.
Yeah, we don't want that. Music. We like that. We appreciate the music. We're not.
It's not about that. Basically, punching and kicking.
Yeah, we're just not about all that. Yeah.
You want to do karate? Go to the dojo and learn it there. Keep it away from metal or from our groove metal sort of style.
Yeah. Are you friends with 13 Rats?
Yeah, I've seen 13 Rats a few times now.
I saw them once with you.
Yeah, at the Nag's Head.
Yeah, Nag's Head.
Yeah, but it's like Albert. I've known Bert for many a year. Me and him grew up together. Had this in the same friendship group. So I know Bert very well.
Oh, that's good. But you haven't played together?
No, not yet. That should be a thing. We need to organise a gig with 13 Rats. That'd be a thing to do.
Wouldn't it be kind of tricky though to mix punk and groove metal together though?
Who says it can't be done? We're true for Heresy, mate. We can do what we want.
You got to get strike then. Strike.
But no, not yet. We're not had the pleasure as of yet.
Yeah. Well. So you've got a gig. So, this year that's. The last one that you did was in Manchester, but there's no more gig for this year. But the next one will be
no more now. Just January's next one coming up.
Yeah, so it's next year, and then basically, or 2 next year. Yeah.
Yeah, there's two in the pipeline at the moment. Nothing else.
Yeah. Oh, what about Rebellion? In Blackpool, there's a Rebellion festival. Is that something that maybe?
A Rebellion Fest. Oh, I've heard of that. Yeah, I know a few bands.
Oh, that's more punk, I think. That's more punk than metal, isn't it?
Yeah, but to be honest though, like that's where if it wasn't for my punk inspiration, like I say, I don't think we would have our fast rhythms like we do now. Because apart from the grunge, I do like. I'm a big fan of like Dead Kennedys, Black Flag.
Yeah.
So even to like go there, that'd be amazing just to even play. But Rebellion Fest, I don't know if with our lead singer. Oh, you out there, Ronan?
Yeah, don't worry about me.
With our lead singer, because it's dinosaur noisy, so I don't know if the punks would appreciate that.
Okay.
But no, obviously, if the opportunity arisen, we'd love to.
Yeah. Hello? Yeah, can you still hear me? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm just so like thinking because finding gigs, you have to do it yourself.
Yeah.
So do you just go and meet people, or do you go to the venues and like with
Well,
Mike?
we've followed quite a few promoters on Facebook. So we followed 0161 Underground Promotion. Oh, Ronan's just plugging his phone in.
Yeah.
Time.
Can you pop it up now?
Yeah.
Oh, you'll be able to see us now. Oh, you're upside down now. Oh. Just hold it.
I'll have to stay that
There
way.
you go.
You can lift it up if you want.
There we go. I'll put it there. So
That's it.
So,
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
look-
I can see you now.
yeah, we can see each other now. Sorry
Yeah,
about
so because I was like thinking, I'm always curious about how do bands get gigs, like when they're doing a tour. Do they contact the venues or?
Well,
is it
yeah,
the-
because we don't have any sort of manager or booking agent as in such. It's all that we all have to
We're just
contact.
individually.
Yeah,
basically
individually, just messaging people, sending emails as much as we can.
Or we basically sort of like try and just like basically follow like promotion companies, follow other bands, basically sort of like
Any bands that we have played with, if we see any,
we contact them.
yeah, if there's any gigs that they have or anything they're coming up, we'll just drop them a message as well. So it's been
We did go to Thrashchester as well to watch all the bands play there as well, basically. So we do literally go to watch other bands play as well to sort of like pay respect to them.
And we think as well, like when you're in a band, it's not. I think that is not saying it increases your chances, but I think going to these events and stuff, like just local events, metal people that are within our scene, just going there and showing the appreciation, because it's great because we can take inspiration from seeing those other bands play and take that within our music, and then it's great to see people within our scene who are similar like ourselves as well. That's like playing Manchester recently. It's been amazing. We've played. Well, that's first of many, hopefully, in Manchester, and
the
was great. Yeah, Satan's Hollow. That was.
Yeah, because another name for group metal apparently is neo trash. So is that
Neo Trash? I like that name.
neo trash?
Yeah, I do like that. Yeah, I do like that.
I'm getting a bit so like that guitar. Is that a guitar there behind you?
Oh right. There's three. Okay.
It's like it's got a horn. It's got.
Yeah. So this is a recent. This is me. It's a broken. It's not my baby, but this is my Warmaster 1 BC. Do you want?
Wow.
If you want, Ronan, do you know like they do on TL? Do you know when they do those QBC video? On QBC, not properly recorded, like.
Sorry about that.
No, it's fine. No, it's just it's very unusual. So like end bit there.
It's very in your face. Like you can't not hide it. It's very well. There's no guitar case. So you can put that in.
He hasn't played it live just yet.
No.
He still needs to. He's kind of probably still needs to get it sorted. I think the strings come loose on it.
Yes, but my baby.
Oh.
Yeah, the
okay. That's good. And what about your drum kit? Is your drum kit there as well? Is it?
No, the drum kit of mine's all at home, basically, my entire kit. My breakables are at home, but I got a, I can't remember what it was now. I think it was either just a standard kit, basically, like either Pearl or something. I can't actually remember the name, basically, because I got it a while back. And then I bought a Tama Speed Cobra double bass pedal that I'm still trying to get the grips of.
Where do you practice? Where do you practice? Is it like a proper rehearsal room, or?
It's Trackside Music Studio. It's only.
It must be really loud. It must be really loud when you practice.
Yeah, we used to practice in Adam's house, but I used to bring my electric drum kit, not acoustic.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So I used to use the electric basically when plugged into two separate amps.
And then the neighbours couldn't handle the awesomeness of Truth and Heresy.
Yeah, so we had to start then going to practice, and I had to start revolving around the acoustic drum kit's no longer electric.
Yeah, I can imagine. So like the neighbors are like banging on the door saying how loud if it's groove metal. It sounds like groove metal, even though it's groovy or funky. It will still sound really loud.
Noise.
Yeah, it's noise metal.
Yeah, it's just noise to neighbors.
So so that's the what about releasing material like records? Are you thinking
We've
of?
already got our single out that we released a while back, Black Metal Cowboys from Outer Space.
Yeah,
At the moment, we are still sort of in the works of recording other songs and stuff, but we don't really know just yet if we're going to basically, like, what we're doing. We're just still talking of it like in a hypothetical if we want to record anything else.
yeah. Is it on? Do you have like a Bandcamp site?
Uh,
Where can people
we
start?
signed. We used DistroKid basically to
Oh,
release all our music, and that's connected to all social platforms like iTunes, Apple
yeah,
Music,
yeah.
Spotify. It's connected to all of that, so you can find it through, like, you can find all our stuff through DistroKid and other platforms like iTunes and stuff. And we are probably thinking or planning of trying to release a single or something by the new year
Yeah,
or
yeah,
before Christmas or around that time.
yeah. And no physical copy, not yet
We've
until.
got the discs at the moment. It's all online, but I have sort of like no. The thing though is basically we've noticed that as well that basically some people basically don't really buy CDs anymore. It's like more of a digital era. Now there
Yeah,
are the few people that probably want CDs, but we've noticed for ourselves that it's more like digital. It's more online.
yeah. What about
So
when you do gigs? Do you maybe have a merch or?
we've got some stickers that were basically sort of like given away at gigs and stuff when we play
Yeah,
and whatnot. Just stickers at the moment, so it's only like little small bits basically. We're mainly like starting off small, moving big.
yeah. Of
So we're
course.
gonna work with stickers first, sort of like that,
All right, yeah.
and
That's
then
a really
we'll
good, yeah, very good logo, that one.
yeah we'll start off small and then we're gonna move big. We were thinking of making like T-shirts with that logo on the front basically, and like something on the back. Just
Yeah,
sort of like start off small and basic, sort of like rather than like going a bit too all out.
that's true. Yeah, that is true. So, like, test the waters first and see if the fans will, will
Yeah, if they like it and whatnot, basically, and if they
or
do, they'll.
build a fan base and things like
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. So, so that's like news about Truth of Heresy that you're going to be hopefully releasing a single next year, early next year, and then you've got two gigs, one in January and one in February.
yeah.
So when I've got to ask you this, when you're not drumming, what keeps you busy?
Probably like gaming.
Oh, right.
Yeah, gaming, listening to music, just sports usually, like watching MMA, watching the Tyson Fury. No,
Oh,
Mike
right.
Tyson. I'm gonna say Mike Tyson and Jake Paul fight. That was so rigged, but yep. But yeah, just like mainly just like gaming normally. I play at the moment Call of Duty on my Xbox when
All
I'm not
right.
really like gigging or practicing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And my daughter likes to go like online games as well. So, so is
Yeah.
that what you normally do? So like go online and play games, and then you can sort of like play games with anyone from all over the world.
Yeah, I when I was younger, I used to play a game called The Division, and
Yes.
what would happen is I would be up at like 7 in the morning UK time. I'd play till about, you'd say 7, maybe 6 in the afternoon, and I'd have a bunch of American friends that would come on, and I'd be literally playing with them until about what was it now, like 12:30 in the afternoon the next day, when they're literally going to bed.
Oh
I'm
God.
literally supposed to be waking up.
Yeah.
So I
God.
was proper
No,
gaming.
yeah. Do you get recognized now when you go out? Do people, especially in Macclesfield, do people sort of like say, "Oh, you're in the Truth of Heresy," or
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, it is starting to basically be pushed out now, where people are actually starting to recognise.
yeah, yeah. Oh, that's good. That's good. Well, I'm gonna ask you things. I've got these questions I normally ask drummers. So the first one is, when you play drums, do you twirl? Do you do this?
Yeah,
Is that part of a groove metal?
it was just one of those weird like little habits that I got basically just to help like sort of like keep focus, but then it's just like an entertainment value on top of it.
Yeah. So you do it? You do?
Yeah.
You twirl? Oh,
Yeah, I
it's
can twirl.
amazing.
I might
That
do
is-
it. I do it a different way to the conventional twirl, but it still looks good.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's very good. I think that drummers are really good when they do that, especially when it's like there's a gap, like in the song, and then they're waiting, and then they sort of like do a bit of twirl before they start playing again. So
Yeah, if they're sat down, basically, they've got to do something to sort of stand out, and it just means basically doing some like kind of like crazy stick spinning or throwing the sticks and catching them, just something to sort of like make them stand out more.
yeah, that is true. Yeah, I do agree. Yeah, you should do so. I'll be a bit of like showmanship into your
Yeah,
drum.
sort of
Just
try and sort of like make yourself more presidently known, give yourself more presence with the showmanship.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, that's good. I need to go and see Truth of Heresy so I can see you sort of like do the twirl. And next one is what about drumming heroes?
Phew, say what? I'd say like Vinnie Paul. I'm just trying to think of certain peeps in general because I like a lot of like drummers basically. So sometimes I just like get overwhelmed with names. So it's like I'd say like AC/DC, Chris Adler, Metallica.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
'Cause a lot of my stuff's like old rock that I like. That basically that I was sort of inspired by to play on the drums. So it was like old rock, some like classic rock. It was just like stuff like that. Even Black Sabbath and stuff. Basically, was very like true inspirations to the way I play now because I play kind of like very like rock kind of orientated on the drums.
Yeah.
So
Do
I
you
have
like
a very,
Do you like Rennie from the Stone Roses?
yeah. It's just it's techniques and stuff that I like by them. It's just sometimes I feel like what they play is really good. I also just see like sometimes I feel like basically like when you literally learn from them, you can adapt and sort of like improve and make yourself better from what you see them play. Because it kind of makes you like open up to the new idea of like, oh, actually you can do that with it now, or you can do this and do that.
Yeah. But I wanted to ask you, do you do art? Do you do a bit of sort of like artwork? Any sort of like thing?
I only doodle like when I'm bored. Like I won't do art like properly, like not like really good wise. I just doodle randomly.
Yeah, the reason I ask is I don't know if you've heard of it, but there's an art exhibition called Crash Ride Snare, and all the artwork in that exhibition are made by drummers, which is absolutely amazing. So I'm sort of like thinking, whenever I sort of like start interviewing drummers, I'll ask them if they, because they do need. I mean, it's growing. They started last year, I think, in London, and they only have like several drummers involved. But this year, they've got the exhibition in Liverpool, and they've added a few more drummers. So if you're into art or anything, if you've got anything that you can offer to the exhibition, I can give you the name of the curator, and then you can sort of like get in touch with him.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Maybe something with your gaming.
Promotion for the drummer, but then also for the band as well in the form of art.
Yeah. If you've got, if you've got something to sort of like offer for the exhibition, just his name is Nick Cash, and he's the drummer of the Members. Do you know the band The Members, like Sound of the Suburbs? Do you know that? So it's like a punk band.
No, I've not heard them. That's a new one to me.
Yeah, well, this is they like an old punk band. So probably before your time. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, the next question is, what about have you ever had any drumming disasters? Like, have you had any accidents while playing drums? I know you've only been playing like a year in Truth of Heresy.
Technically, disasters happen all the time with it. I was doing a gig in Chester. The bass drum kept rolling, kept rotating. The drum kit kept falling on the stand or whatever was standing up. My stick broke on me at one point in practice. cymbals have fallen off when I'm playing them if they're not fully attached on. I had my hi-hat fling off on me in
no.
practice.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, I've had quite a few like disasters with the sticks.
Yeah, but nothing major, like like blood while you're playing. Like,
No, nothing like majorly bad. No, nothing like that. Just like the normal malfunctions of a drum kit, you could say.
Yeah. Well, because I remember 13 Rats Albert's drum kit when I saw them at the spinning top. I was while he was playing, I kept thinking, why is the bass, the big one, why is it dancing? It's not steady. It was like going side to side, and then they realized that they haven't actually pulled the what do you call it, the tripod thing to steady it.
Oh yeah, the stands basically, sort of the legs for it.
Yeah. So have you had things like that? Because I have seen them sort of and things.
That one's happened to me when I was in Chester using the drum kit there. The legs were actually properly perpendicular to the floor, so the kit would actually start to jolt left and right, but then it would move forwards and back, and it wouldn't stay in the one spot. It would actually move like 3 centimeters in front of you, so you'd have to stretch more. And then when I've got time to sort of like rest, I'd have to sort of like quickly scoot it back. Yeah, and then at one point I had Adam basically have to hold it with his arse basically while I was basically playing, just to sort of like basically stop it from moving, because it kept actually rotating. It was literally not stopping. It was literally sort of like having its own like jiggle around, as if like it was trying to join in with the music.
Yeah, that's what I thought when I saw Albert with his drum kit. That the drum itself is dancing. It was like
Sentient drum kit. It's coming live.
Yeah, yes.
It's going to come with a vengeance soon.
Is it? So you've got your own drum kit. So often it's the drummer who so like has to, when the set is finished, and then the guitarist and the singer can just mingle and have a chat with the fans and all that. But the drummer always so like gets left behind because he has to so like get all.
They call the gear, yeah. This is the pain, but it's why it's good when you learn how to like set all your gear up within like less than a second. Well, not that fast, but you learn to sort of like everything pre-set up beforehand, and then basically you just quickly put it up, and then once that's done, you kind of try and force the members to sort of like come and help you before anything.
Yeah.
But then sometimes some venues sort of just have like the sort of what do you call it? Sometimes they have like the what do you call it? Oh, yeah, house kit. That's it. Yeah.
House kit. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one.
So is that easy for you to sort of like use the house kit, or do you prefer having your own? Do you bring your own drum kit?
That's the thing, though. I say with drummers, like some drummers say that they'd rather have their own, but to be good at an instrument, it shouldn't matter what kind of like instrument you got. Even if it's a £10 drum kit, a £300 to a grand drum kit, if you're a good drummer, you can play on any of them and still make it sound good.
Yeah.
So I can use the house kit specifically, and it won't matter to me even if it was a terrible house kit. I can still make it sound good and still do a good enough job with a kit that someone would say to me, "Oh no, I'd rather use my own." But I always bring just my breakables unless we're touring or something. If that ever happens sooner or later, then I would bring my entire kit. But for the time being, I only need to bring my breakables because most venues have a house kit, which is a bonus.
Yeah,
it just means less ruckus. I don't think our basic car will have to fit it all.
Yeah, because you said that a good musician or a good drummer can actually play any drum kit. And
a good drummer could use pots and pans, a table around you. Like most of the time, drummers can make beats on nearly everything: a window ledge, a window, a table, the floor. You've got your own mouth to make drum beats as well. Basically, there's all sorts of ways to do it. It's not like beatboxing. Beatboxing requires your mouth. Basically, that's sort of like drumming in a sense, but with your mouth rather than an instrument and limbs.
Yeah. But it's the sound that you want yourself, like for the sound for the band that you want. Do you always get that with other people's kit or with the house kit?
Yeah, it never actually fails to actually sound different. I might have to attune to the new tones that the kit's got, but no, it's always the same. It's never anything different. It always
Oh,
sounds the same. It might have a little bit more brighter or darker, let's say, sort of tone, because sometimes it might be not like the sort of symbol I want, but it doesn't really make much difference. I still think it sounds just really good and
yeah, yeah.
never.
Oh, that's brilliant. Because I mean, I thought that maybe a drummer was very particular with their own sort of like kit. You know, they've got to have their own, or they've got to like make adjustments and bring some things or anything like that. But you're okay with any drum kit. It doesn't matter as long as there is one there, and then
Yeah.
you just bring things that you actually need for your songs.
Yeah, so that'd be like my cymbals, my
Yeah.
hi-hat, snare, my bass pedal,
And those,
china, just stuff like that, a ride,
yeah,
crash. It's just the main stuff, whereas the house kit will be the bass drum, the two toms, and the floor tom.
yeah, and those make a difference, like those breakables, so they call them, or so
Yeah, the
they
breakables help
make
a
a
real
difference.
big bunch to the music. Because the breakables that I use specifically sort of have more of a vibrant sound and sort of like sound to the way I wanted them, and the cymbals are very good due to the ones that I bought help
Yeah,
sort
yeah,
of like give a better sound to the music and sort of like don't sound as dull as other cymbals, because a lot of other cymbals seem to have been overused and they sort of like wear away at the sound, whereas my ones at the moment, because they're still fresh, they've got a very nice sound to it. And the snare that I use as well, basically I kind of had to tune it so it kind of has a bit more of a
yeah, yeah,
ring
yeah,
to it, unlike other people's snares. Whereas the floor tom and the toms in Pacific, or the bass drum, they just always sound similar. There's not really much need to
okay,
really mess around with them. Whereas it's the cymbals, the hi-hat and stuff like that, that's a bit more important.
right. But you can still play other people's cymbals and other people's hi-hat. If you say you've forgotten your own, or you left
Yeah,
it,
I can play. I can play on anyone's stuff basically, but it's a lot. I can play with anyone's cymbals, snare, drum kits, stuff
yeah,
like that.
yeah,
But
yeah,
it's a lot more
the sound,
better when I use my own, just because I've become very accustomed to my own kit. That when I use someone else's, it kind of will throw me off a little bit. But I can still use it, but I'm more
yeah, yeah,
accustomed to my own.
yeah, yeah. Okay, so final question for you now is: do you have any advice to aspiring drummers out there, or even musicians in general?
I always say basically, if you like want to do it, go for it. You're never too old to basically actually be in a band, do music. Like you literally, if you've got talent, basically, then don't literally shy away from it. That goes from not just like drumming as well. That could go to singing, guitar playing. If you're actually good at it, basically, take that chance. Basically, don't sort of like stray away,
Yeah,
because you
yeah,
never know. Basically, that chance that you take might actually basically beneficially like help you so much. It's better to start sooner rather than later. But age never takes into account anything, because you've got people who are really old who are still singing right now.
yeah, yeah. That's true. And how do you find band members? Say you're,
I
is
got
it you
lucky.
start
I
with
got lucky by having a
friends?
friend basically that was basically wanting to start a band. So that was the positive there. Same with Martin. The way that was basically a very grateful way was having find a band or join my band. Basically
Oh,
the
the website.
websites.
Website, right? Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
those
yeah,
websites to find band members, because that's how we found Connor, our bass player, and it was very grateful to have that, because without that, I don't think we would have found Connor. So without that website, we wouldn't really have had our bass player. So that's a very good place to sort of like derive from, is like other like websites for musicians to sort of like gather together and talk and like actually communicate.
yeah, yeah. Because nobody uses music magazines anymore,
No,
unlike in
that's
the
all of
old
the past
days.
now. It's all like ancient history, like flyers, posters, magazines. It's all the internet now. It's a shame, really, but it's just how times change.
That's true.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
that
in an
is
age of
true.
technology now.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Ronan, for joining us. But before I let you go, do you have the dates for your gigs in January and February?
Yeah, we'll just get them up now for you.
Also, do you want to just tell them about Battle of the Bands? So how can like people vote for you and things?
So it will be on the Facebook with Headbanging HQ, whatever it was.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't remember the actual name.
Headbanger HQ.
Headbanger HQ, yeah. It'll be on our Facebook, and most likely we'll have an update and a post basically letting everyone know what's going to be going on next, how to vote for us, and stuff like that, and what will be going on like later on with the Battle of the Bands, because I think we're still waiting on a response from them for round 2, is it?
But you got through round,
we got
managed
through round 1. We're into round 2. We're just waiting on a response from them to let us know.
Yeah,
to basically vote for us and stuff like that.
Yeah, so that's good. And the dates for the gigs in January?
Yeah.
And where is it going to be as well? So
the 12th of Jan, Retro Bar in Manchester.
Oh, right, I know that place. Yeah, Retro Bar. Okay, the 12th.
Yeah. And then it'll be Saturday, the 8th of February. The Yorkshire Mill in Sheffield.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And we'll be playing with Between Polarities, a metalcore band from Preston.
Yeah.
Athena's Revenge, a hard rock band from Stoke. That will be the bands we're playing with in Sheffield.
Oh, right. Okay.
In Manchester then.
And in Manchester, is it just that you're the headliners in Manchester?
Yeah, we're still waiting for more bands. We're looking for bands.
Yeah, in the Manchester one, we're just looking for some more bands still to gig with us.
Yeah.
So that's generally just like for like any other bands that also want to come gig with us as well. Basically, it'll be a good opportunity for them to sort of like get in touch with us if they want to sort of like gig with us and stuff like that. Because it's an open slot. Basically, we want to see if we can get as many bands or people for the 12th of Jan specifically.
Yeah. That's a Sunday, isn't it? That's a Sunday night in the Retro Bar. It's a really nice venue. That I like Retro. Well, thank you so much, Ronan, and thank you so much, Adam, for thanks, yeah.
Thank you very much.
For contacting us and going on the show and things like that. So hopefully I'll see you on Truth of Heresy soon. 12th of January. I put it in my diary, so if I can, I can go and see you then. And it's all if if people just follow you on Facebook, Instagram, and then they'll get up to date. So like
there'll always be notifications and updates on all our socials if we have any other gigs coming up earlier or later. So we might even have any coming up with the Spinning Top as well in Stockport as well.
Yeah,
we're going to get some more bands to play there with us again because it was a good venue, so it'd be good to play there again.
Okay, well, thank you so much, and good luck with the Battle of the Bands.
Thank you.
I'll keep an eye out for it as well and see how you get through it. I'll vote for you as well. So.
I'll keep updating everyone about that. It's been very good being on here with you lot, and thanks for having me on.
Oh, thank you, and I enjoy the rest of the day, and have a very, very happy week. Next tomorrow. So,
yeah, it's going to be a cold Christmas.
Yeah, I know it'll be Christmas soon. So okay, see ya.
Bye. See you now. Bye,
Adam. See ya. Bye.
Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye. See you.
Heresy.
Oh, thank you so much to Ronan and Adam as well. Like Aiden says, great conversation. It's really nice to have two guests. We've got the drummer and the guitarist stroke singer of Truth of Heresy. And do check them out. They're on Facebook, Instagram, and all the on all the social media platforms. But anyways, yeah, so that's it. Another episode of Ask the Drummer. We'll be back again next Sunday at 7 o'clock in the evening, because I need to be away on next Sunday again. But yeah, before I go, I just want to say a very, very happy birthday to Mick Head of Michael Head and the Red Elastic Band. It's his birthday today, so happy birthday. And they're still touring. It's the Loophole Tour. The next one is going to be in Dublin on the 3rd of December, and then Belfast on the 4th of December. So hope you'll go and see Michael Head and the Red Elastic Band during that tour, and check out, of course, Truth of Heresy, and go and see them next year. This is going to be good, because I'm really looking forward to hearing what that groove metal is all about. So yeah, thank you so much, and as always, love music, love life, love drummers. They're absolutely, I totally agree that they're like, well, I would say the leader, but they're like, there's they're very important, and they need to be in the spotlight as well as the singer and the guitarist and the bass player as well. So everybody should have their own spotlight in the band. But yeah, see you all again next week. Sorry, I'm feeling a bit tired now, but yeah, see you next week. And I have said that before. Yeah, love music, love life, love drummers. Bye for now. Bye.